Yes, students, good morning. Now we are going to discuss English grammar dependent clauses. What are dependent clauses? What are the different types of dependent clauses? You are to write it with some examples. A dependent clause, or you can say subordinate clause. It is a clause that cannot stand alone as a complete sentence because it does not express a complete thought. Like all clauses, a dependent clause has a subject and verb. A dependent clause has a subject and a verb. Here are some examples of dependent clauses. Yes. Listen first, listen please. Notice how the shaded clauses could not stand alone as sentences. This is how a dependent clause differs from an independent clause. The crew would see the whale which had surfaced only 50 meters behind them. Yes, you are noting down it or you are only listening? Okay, very good. Next example, write down. Do not know the butcher who went to court on Saturday. I am not tying the dishes unless Peter helps. The excellence of a gift lies in how appropriate it is rather than how valuable it is. Next topic, types of dependent clauses. Dependent clauses can act as adjectives, adverbs, or nouns. There are three types of the dependent clause. The adjective clause here is an example of a dependent clause acting as an adjective. The car that your wife sold me last week has broken down. Yes, students, noting down. It is very clear. The dependent clause that your wife sold me last week describes the car. It is not an adjective clause. The adverbial clause. Here is an example of a dependent clause acting as an adverb. He literally stitched male sacks until his fingers bled. The dependent clause until his fingers bled modifies the verb to stitch. It is an adverbial clause. The noun clause. Here is an example of a dependent clause acting as a noun. Whoever turned the ovens off is keeping quiet. The dependent clause. Whoever turned the ovens off is the subject of this sentence. It is a noun clause. Based on their grammatical function, how are pronouns classified? What are pronouns, and give some examples of it. What are prepositional phrases? Next question hai. It is next question. What are prepositional phrases? Explain with suitable examples. You are to write according to your understanding. As per your understanding, you are to write. Just try to listen. some ideas and thoughts you are getting regarding it. What is prepositional phrase? A prepositional phrase is a group of words consisting of a preposition, its object, and any words that modify the object. Most of the time, a prepositional phrase modifies a verb or a noun. These two kinds of prepositional phrases are called adverbial phrases and adjectival phrases respectively. At a minimum, prepositional phrase consists of one preposition and the object it governs. The object can be a noun, a gerund, a verb form ending in ing that acts as a noun, or a clause. He arrived in time. Yes, this is the example. He arrived in time. Is she really going out with that gay? To these two basic elements, modifiers can be freely added. He arrived in the nick of time. Is she really going out with that tall, gorgeous gay? Some of the most common prepositions that begin prepositional phrases are to, of, about, at, before, after, by, behind, during, for, from, in, over, under, and with. When a prepositional phrase acts upon a verb, we say it is behaving adverbially because adverbs modifies verbs. A prepositional phrase that behaves adverbially is called an adverbial phrase. To find the person who stole the last cookie, look behind you. Harry drank his butterbeer with fervor. In the first sentence, behind you answers the question, look where. In the second, with fervor answers the questions, drank how. It is tempting to overuse prepositions and prepositional phrases. If you see more than one preposition for every 10 or 15 words in your writing, you should edit some of them out. You may be surprised at how much more elegant and economical your writing is when you make the effort to do this. It is best to behave with caution when running with a sword in the presence of Magneto. There is nothing grammatically incorrect about these sentences, but it has to with phrases, an of phrase and an in phrase, which is a sure sign that it could be written more efficiently. In Magneto's presence, run cautiously with words. Here it was possible to replace one of the prepositional phrases with caution with the correlating adverb cautiously of Magneto was simply a possessive that can be easily converted into Magneto's. 4 prepositional phrases have been reduced to 2. Another way to reduce prepositional phrases is to switch from a passive voice to an active voice. There is a famous example to illustrate this concept. Yes, write carefully, note down and listen. Why was the road crossed by the chicken? Clearly, the passive voice makes this sentence fussy and the prepositional phrase by the chicken seems a bit silly. It would be better written, in an active voice with the chicken in the driver's seat where it belongs. Next example, why did the chicken cross the road? You can write this next example. Okay, next topic is very important and you are to write it for your general understanding of the grammar. What is the topic? What is the question? Describe the three classes of verbs in English. Write examples of sentences in which these classes of verbs are used. Yes, students listening. Okay, verbs are words that express action or state of being. There are three types of verbs: action verbs, linking verbs, and helping verbs. Action verbs are words that express action, means give, eat, walk, etc., or possession means have, own, etc. Action words can be either transitive or intransitive. Transitive verbs. What are transitive verbs? A transitive verb always has a noun that receives the action of the verb called the direct object. Yes. What is the intransitive verb? An intransitive verb never has a direct or indirect object. Although an intransitive verb may be followed by an adverb or adverbial phrase, there is no object to receive its action. Clear? So this is all about transitive and intransitive verb. Next is linking verbs. A linking verb connects the subject of a sentence to a noun or adjective that renames or describes the subject. This noun or adjective is called the subject complement. Clear? Okay, next, helping verbs. Helping verbs are used before action or linking verbs to convey additional information regarding aspects of possibility, means can, could, etc., or time, means was, did, has, etc. The main verb with its accompanying helping verb is called a verb phrase. Yes, students, clear? So this is all about the verbs. Thank you.